Welcome back to my channel, Book Bandits. I am Brianna, and that is my hair in my mouth. If you are new here, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. And today we are getting into a series that I thought would be fun because I was feeling nostalgic for the times that didn't suck. The world is on fire, and books are the only salvation I have currently. So I am starting a new series called The Books That Made Me. So let's get into it. So today we are starting from the very beginning. And the books that made me R.L. Stine. Not Goosebumps, though. I never read Goosebumps. I was that weird kid. Though there were other horror books that I read that I can't find anywhere. It wasn't the ones with the gray and white covers. Not those, but they were similar to that. For the life of me, I don't know what they are. I probably was in an alternate universe. But this is where my journey in reading truly started. Particularly with this one. This is the first book I ever owned and ever read. So, let's take it back. I was a 8 or 9-year-old, and I was spending time with my grandma. And she was a hardcore romance fanatic. And she had a list of her Harlequin books by number. Because if you look at Harlequins, probably still to this day, they'll have a little number on it on the side. And they go in order. And we took our happy little butts to the used bookstore. And my grandma had her list. And she was on the hunt. She was going to find those. And I was just wandering around. And what did I find in their new release section? But this. Little horror-obsessed Brianna grabbed it and asked my grandma, "Can I get this?" And she said yes. And it was all downhill from there. So, what we are doing in this series is I am going and rereading books from points in my life that were touchstones, where these were the books that at that point in my life, that was like that formed me, that shaped me. We are starting by reading this, and we're going to see how 41-year-old me, almost 41, let's not age myself that much, holds up to 8-year-old me. Let's get into it. Part 1, Summer of 1956. Oh God, oh God, oh God. Okay, hold on. Okay. Maria followed Amy's gaze several blankets down and saw a girl with a short red hair standing on the beach in a two-piece bathing suit carrying a large picnic basket. So one, R.L. Stine, I don't know if he still does this, but I've really noticed that like when he describes his characters, that he is like finding ways to like really have you visualize what his characters look like. It's very interesting. But anyway, I thought this was funny. Get a load of that bathing suit, Amy declared. It's so tiny. It's one of those French ones, I think, Maria replied, staring hard as the girl set the basket down. Huh? I think they're called bikinis, Maria said. I saw some pictures of them in Look magazine. Well, maybe they wear them in France, Amy said, unable to take her eyes off the girl, who knew that she was causing a commotion and that her bathing suit was attracting a lot of staring eyes. But they'll never catch on here. So stupid. That was funny, though. 8-year-old me was probably so sucked in, and me, I'm just like, this is hilarious. God. I'm getting a kick out of this. Maria laughed. Well, you'd never catch me in one, Amy insisted. Look, her belly button is showing. I think it's kind of neat, Maria said. She started to say something else, but stopped when she saw Ronnie and Stuart running toward them at full speed, dodging blankets and beach umbrellas as they ran. God. Oh, I should read you the description of Beach House. I didn't do that. That's my bad. Swim, sunbathe, die. The sun is hot, the water is cold, and the kids are cool. Too cool to live. Because a killer is stalking them, one by one. A killer who never leaves a clue, who disappears as completely as a footprint in the sand. Was Jesus walking with him? A killer who has found a very special place in the sun for some very special fun. My first guess is that Buddy is the killer. That is my guess for now. We'll see if I'm too on the nose. Stay posted. So I know the people in this book are supposed to be like teenagers, but I don't know why. I keep picturing them younger than that. So they're supposed to be teens, and I'm trying to get my brain to picture them as teens, like they can drive teens. They're 16, 17. Come on now. Okay, I'm back to reading. I had some appointments and stuff earlier, so now I'm back. Oh my God. Don't you think Kip looks like Vanilla Ice? Oh my God! Oh, this is the best. There's not a single non-toxic guy among the bunch in this book so far. Every single one of them is toxic AF. Wow. What was up with that, R.L. Stine? What the fuck? Anyway. Amy and Ronnie sure are morons. Just saying. These are the kids from the 1950s. And they were just talking to Buddy, who had blood all over his shirt. And he's like, oh no, I cut myself slicing bread. And then he goes back into the house. And then right after that, they find a dead body, like covered in blood. But yeah. It's not Buddy. She and Ross made their way past tilted beach umbrellas and sleeping sunbathers and headed toward the water. Nearby, two tall, young black men in baggy hammer pants were practicing a complicated dance step, their bare feet sinking into the sand, their boombox blaring. This is so... Oh my gosh. 8-year-old me was not a connoisseur of literature. Not that I am now either. But what the hell did I just read? This was ridiculous. I can see why 8-year-old me would have liked this, though. Buddy was the killer, but there was a twist, which I did not see coming because it was really stupid. There's this beach house. This beach house that's on stilts in the water. It's over a time warp, and he can go back to 1956 and to the future. And so he went back to 1956, and people pissed him off because he's this rich, snotty kid who don't dare make fun of him. And so he was killing off the teenagers. And somehow one of the teenagers he killed followed him to the future. It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. And I'm just like, well, I got the killer right. I was wondering, like, how the Brad guy was going to be the killer too. But I did not see it coming the way that it did. So yeah. The books that made me. This is what started it all. I don't have any words for that. That this was it. And this started like a super hyper fixation on R.L. Stine for a really long time, too. Wow. 1992 me standards were very different. Oh, geez. Point. Other books you will enjoy about real kids like you. And then point. Thrillers. All of these would have been up my alley back in the day. Oh, and you could take this and mail it to Scholastic. Please send me the books I have checked above. I am enclosing blank. Please add $2 to cover shipping and handling. $2 for shipping and handling? Damn. I mean, that is, and one thing about these books. This book in 1990 cost $2.95. Yeah, it was mass paperback, but still, $2.95. And this one, like 2 years later, was $3.25. Man. I think this is what $10 paperback girl wanted. Oh, but I think I will call it a day on this very first episode of the books that made me. I will keep these for nostalgia's sake. Maybe one day I'll read this. We will see, but not anytime soon. But I will put these on display and keep them out because this is a part of my history. But if you liked this video, like this video. And tell me down below in the comments, what was the first book you ever remember reading, either as a kid or whenever you started reading? And if you can't think of anything else to say, leave me a beach emoji of some kind. And if you like these videos, subscribe, stick around. We're a small crew. And I will see you next time. Bye, guys!